Hi everyone, and welcome back to intY OnDemand. My name's Kristina Bennington, and I'm the Vendor Business Manager for Microsoft here at intY. Today's session is going to be all around Microsoft Defender for Business, an enterprise-grade endpoint security solution designed specifically for SMBs. We're going to be covering what it is, why you should be utilising it, and also what the opportunity is for you as a Microsoft partner. SMEs account for the majority of businesses worldwide and are important contributors to job creation and global economic development. They represent about 90% of businesses and more than 50% of employment worldwide. 600 million jobs will be needed by 2030 to absorb the growing global workforce, which makes SME development a high priority for many governments around the world. In the United States, the latest statistics show that there are 32.5 million small businesses, which account for 99.9% of all US businesses. Yet their presence is often silent. They often don't have flashy brands or the attention of Wall Street, but they are a permanent fixture in all of our lives. Many of the things that we rely on to live happily and healthily come from the efforts of small and medium-sized businesses. Farming, operations, markets, clothers, food manufacturers, retailers, entertainment, the list goes on. In this small and medium business driven world, things are rapidly changing due to an urgency in digital transformation and being able to meet customers where they are. It's a hybrid and remote world where your workers are increasingly distributed, able to work on more flexible schedules in a variety of places with increased mobility and across more and more devices that may be company or personally owned devices. And all of this newfound freedom is refreshing and great for the workforce, but this distributed landscape can also pose security challenges. So let's look at how small and medium businesses have traditionally protected their investments. In our physical spaces, most of us maintain some type of conventional alarm system. We lock the doors when we're closed, we secure our windows. But as your business grows, there are more entryways and more windows and more ways to get in, egress, and entry points. And we also can't lock our doors to customers. But how do we know who are customers and who are there to engage in criminal activity like theft? Thieves are finding more creative ways to infiltrate our businesses. In an expanding town, it's hard to know who's there to buy and who is there to potentially steal. It could be surreptitious, where a shoplifter comes in as a customer and stays after hours, wreaking havoc on our business as we sleep. It could also be more apparent. Organized criminal rings are planning and executing huge smash and grab operations in open daylight. There's been a large uptick in this sort of behavior in the last 2 years. Also, before we had a single building where everyone came to for work, now you probably still have that building, but possibly more locations on top of it. In addition to managing all of that, you might also have lots of distributed operations where your people are working remotely from a satellite office or their homes, all with different environments. All of these environments have to be protected too. The reality is that as our businesses grow and as our environments change, standard protocols aren't enough. If we zoom back out and now consider our town through the lens of cybercrime, we'd see that just like many people and workers are moving out of larger cities to smaller areas, cybercrime is also on the move, with cybercriminals expanding their focus beyond enterprise targets to include small and medium businesses as well. And as part of us all coming home, cybercrime is really coming home with us. SMBs are always working, often around the clock, especially owners who want the best for their employees and customers. Ransomware attacks on SMBs now represent a full third to half of all the cyber attacks, and that number continues to rise. This debunks the mythology that small and medium businesses are not on cybercriminals' radars and disproves the notion that SMBs are safer because they see themselves as obscure or small. And with rapid technology adoption, digital transformation, and increased remote working, the risk is greater for SMBs because you contend with resource and budget constraints and often lack the specialist knowledge to deal with the ever evolving threat landscape. So, how are we as small and medium sized organizations protecting ourselves from all of these threats today? The reality is that we're using conventional tools to try and solve unconventional problems. Standard antivirus, anti malware, outdated short life cycle software, fragmented point solutions, and other traditional security methods businesses have relied on for years. The biggest thing driving this threat landscape is the fact that these criminal gangs and organizations are businesses themselves. You've got full scale software engineering and marketing and partner affiliation programs happening around malware and ransomware attack toolsets. Cybercriminals have gotten organized and turned cybercrime into a profitable business and commoditized it. You can buy code right off the shelf with a few clicks, and it can all be run in an automated and indiscriminate way. Threats have become automated and indiscriminate, attacking SMBs with common methods such as phishing and password spraying, but at a significantly higher scale. Ransomware is prolific and is an efficient method of extracting value from businesses without infiltrating and stealing data. And finally, the commoditization of tools, including malware as a service offerings, lowers the barrier to entry for threat actors and allows them to target vulnerable businesses quickly and easily for disruption or extortion. Your domain name may get picked up in one spray, getting caught up in the chaos. And SMBs are at risk and need help protecting their business before it's too late. And in many cases, it's about when, not if, for today's SMBs. Also, just like thinking about one physical location versus now looking at satellite offices, now you have a distributed workforce in a hybrid model working in multiple locations on a range of device types and operating systems. And these endpoints are as vulnerable as ever. If you put together the increased volume of indiscriminate attacks, lowering the barrier through commoditization and sophisticated attack methods, the product of all of this is a variety of costs. There are financial costs, $108,000 on average for an SMB per attack. If cybercrime were a country, it would have the third largest economy in the world, and much of it is expanding into smaller, more vulnerable businesses. Operational costs. So damaging is costly to a business, and that makes it difficult to fundamentally recover and could cause a shutdown. And then finally, reputation costs. You might lose faith with your customers. So Microsoft Defender for Business is an endpoint security solution that offers enterprise-grade security at an affordable price for small to medium businesses. Businesses need to elevate their endpoint security beyond traditional antivirus with the following attributes in mind. Enterprise grade, so security for all your devices with next generation protection, endpoint detection and response, and threat and vulnerability management. Powered by intelligent automated investigation and response, it helps to protect, detect, and respond rapidly to threats. Your business is no less valuable than any other, and the attacks against you are sophisticated and indiscriminate. Now is the time to move on from traditional antivirus to next-gen protection, endpoint detection and response, and threat and vulnerability management to protect your business against attacks like ransomware and malware. Automated investigation and remediation helps you react quickly to threats before the risk grows by applying AI and machine learning against trillions of daily security signals to take actions on your behalf. Next, it's easy to use. Microsoft designed Defender for Business, keeping in mind the needs of SMBs. And because IT admins for SMBs and you IT partners are often juggling many roles at once, Microsoft wanted to provide a solution that was easy to set up and could detect and remediate threats automatically so that you get time back to focus on running the business. Defender for Business comes with built-in policies to get you up and running quickly, and Microsoft have also included a simplified wizard-based onboarding for Windows devices and servers, and additional simplification methods for Mac OS, Android, and iOS is on the roadmap. It's got easy to use management controls and actionable insights to help you as partners save time and prioritize tasks. And Microsoft are making security more accessible to IT administrators with streamlined experiences that guide you to action with recommendations and insights into the security of yours and your customers' endpoints. With no requirement for specialist security knowledge, Defender for Business allows you to get protected with less complexity and fewer gaps that can be exploited by bad actors. And it's cost effective. It's endpoint security that keeps you productive and works with your IT without compromising budget. Knowing that you need to optimize for value creation and reduce overheads, this solution is designed to deliver maximum security value at a price point that works best for your business. Defender for Business is built into Windows and has applications for Mac OS, iOS, and Android devices, as well as Linux servers. And it works in the background and communicates seamlessly to the cloud to help ensure the productivity of your customer's business is not impacted by security services. And it will work whether you're using on-premise technology, third-party productivity solutions, or the Microsoft Cloud. And it's top rated, just as you would do a lot of research and consult trusted sources so that you can hire the best architect to make improvements to your expanding business. You want to ensure that you have a top rated security solution for your customers. And you wouldn't want to just hear about it from one source, but multiple sources that know your business. There are third party research sources like SE Labs, Gartner, McKinsey, and Forrester, but also other sources that are attuned to businesses. And it's flexible. Choose the plan that works for you and buy as you like. It's available as a standalone solution or as part of Microsoft 365 Business Premium. Describing the five main components of Defender for Business in technical terms can sometimes be quite overwhelming. So we like to tie it together with a simple analogy that's easy for anyone to relate to. So we like to think about your customer's business as a building. So we often refer to next-gen antivirus as the lock on the front door. Locking your front door is certainly a good idea and prevents casual intrusions. However, a lock alone, no matter how strong, will not deter a determined adversary. They could simply wait for the building to be unoccupied and defeat the lock with a crowbar or break the door. The solution isn't a bigger lock because the attacker can just get a bigger crowbar. So let's talk about what else we can do. Here we have an overhead view of the building. In the upper left corner, we can see there's a problem with the structure of the building, a vulnerability we'll want to fix for sure. A building inspector can identify the problem in much the same way threat and vulnerability management do. The inspector will assess the threat, but they won't stop there. The inspector will go around the entire building, identifying other hidden problems and potential risks to the building's structure. Effectively identifying, assessing, and remediating endpoint weaknesses is pivotal in managing devices and reducing organizational risk. Threat and vulnerability management helps to reduce your exposure by discovering vulnerabilities such as unpatched software and misconfigurations in real time. And it does this without the need for agents or periodic scans and prioritizes vulnerabilities based on the current threat landscape. For example, when Threat and Vulnerability Management discovers missing patches that have active exploits available, it will prioritize those for you so that you can address them first. In addition to addressing vulnerabilities, a security professional will recommend additional things that you can do to reduce risk and secure the building. For example, locking your windows in addition to the doors, ensuring that only authorized users have keys to reduce risk beyond fixing problems. So, going back to our analogy, this is very much like attack surface reduction, which reduces the opportunities for a breach. Your attack surface includes all the places where an attacker could compromise their devices or networks. So reducing the attack surface means turning off unused features or physical entry points such as USB ports, which leaves attackers with fewer ways to perform attacks. For example, using macros to create malicious child processors is a common malware strategy. This capability is also legitimately used by some line of business software. Attack surface reduction helps determine if this capability is needed and safely turns it off on devices where it's not in use. Microsoft Defender for Business also includes next generation protection to catch all types of emerging threats. Next generation protection includes the following capabilities: behavior based, heuristic, and real time antivirus protection, which includes always on scanning using file and process behavior monitoring and other heuristics. Cloud delivered protection, which includes near instant detection and blocking of new and emerging threats. For example, if a new form of malware is detected on one device at one customer, all devices for all customers will start blocking before the next regular signature update. And dedicated protection and product updates, which includes updates related to keeping Microsoft Defender antivirus up to date and tamper protection to keep it from being turned off. In our running analogy, endpoint detection and response would be the equivalent of a security system with sensors, cameras, and alarms and automated notification systems. Not only is everything recorded, when a threat is detected, the built-in protections activate to alert to the presence of a threat. While next-gen protection is designed to prevent most threats, it's a pre-breach technology by design. Many businesses need additional security to handle a threat that gets through, or what we consider post-breach protection. Defender for Business Endpoint Detection and Response, also known as EDR, provides an additional layer of advanced attack detections that are near real-time and actionable. It's specifically designed to shut down scenarios where an attacker has gained a foothold in the environment. EDR records activity on the system, so when a threat is detected, alerts are created in the system and correlated to prior activities and anything that happens next. Alerts related to the same attack or attributed to the same attacker are aggregated into an entity called an incident. This provides a clear picture of exactly what happened, as well as the devices and users involved, so that an adequate response can shut it down and prevent it from happening again. These features would parallel the security personnel arriving on scene to apprehend and remove the intruder, as well as fixing the window that the thief broke through. This is included with Defender for Business, automatic investigation and response. In addition to EDR, we have automated investigation and remediation. Defender for Business doesn't simply alert you to a breach and wait for you to act. It will shut it down or isolate the devices as quickly as possible to avoid a calamity. The technology in automated investigation uses various inspection algorithms and takes immediate action to resolve breaches based on processes used by security analysts. For example, if a malicious process is discovered, Defender for Business will restrict code execution and remove registry keys designed to restart it. This helps you stay secure and remediate issues without you needing to be awake 24/7. So to end this section, here's a quick overview of how Defender for Business lines up against Microsoft's broader portfolio. As you can see, for customers with less than 300 employees, Microsoft Defender for Business is a key offering for small and medium-sized businesses. It contains many of the capabilities found in Defender for Endpoint Plan 2, with some exceptions like threat hunting, and some other features have been simplified for ease of management by SMB IT generalists. So Microsoft really are bringing enterprise grade and premium capabilities to SMBs. But why should you trust Microsoft for security? Many customers wouldn't see Microsoft as a trusted security solution. So, why should you, as a partner, trust security from Microsoft? Well, as you can see from the bottom left-hand side, Microsoft's anti-malware capabilities consistently achieve high scores in independent tests. It's an award-winning solution, and its top-tier product has been recognized multiple times by big players in the industry. Microsoft Defender for Business has been built on in the foundations of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, which is a recognized, trusted solution from the industry. And in the last year, Gartner designated Microsoft as a leader in 5 Magic Quadrant reports: access management, cloud access security broker, enterprise information archiving, endpoint platform protection, and unified endpoint management tools. Also, Microsoft was named a leader in IDC MarketScape for modern endpoint security for enterprise and small and mid-sized businesses. So, what is the opportunity for you as a Microsoft partner transacting Microsoft Defender for Business? It's clear from these stats that there's a massive opportunity in this space already, with 90% of SMBs already purchasing some kind of endpoint security solution and a $40 billion market globally for cybersecurity sales. Security is top of mind for customers, and 90% of customers said that they would actually switch IT provider if they offered better security. So more than ever, it's important that you offer your customers a comprehensive security solution stack. The great thing about Defender for Endpoint is that it's cross-platform. You don't even have to be using the Microsoft Cloud to take advantage of it. And it also works with Windows, iOS, Android, and Mac. Plus, it's global. It's supported in 181 markets and 53 languages. Microsoft have kept the licensing model as flexible as possible to serve customers, whether on premises, using Microsoft 365, or using competing solutions like Google Workspace. Microsoft Defender for Business is available for purchase in 2 ways: as a standalone SKU and also included as a part of Microsoft 365 Business Premium. Plus, there's an add-on server offering now available. Partners can drive growth with Microsoft Defender for Business by accelerating upsell from Microsoft 365 Business Basic, Business Standard, and Exchange Online to Business Premium by highlighting the new value of Defender for Business. It's a great solution for compete and on-premise customers who want additional security but are not ready to move full scale to the Microsoft Cloud. And for Microsoft 365 customers who are not ready to upgrade to Business Premium, particularly in emerging markets, Defender for Business Standalone offers enterprise-grade security at an attractive price point. And it's got integrations with Microsoft 365 Lighthouse. Lighthouse helps manage service providers to secure devices, data, and users at scale for small and medium-sized businesses. It simplifies the onboarding and management of Microsoft 365 Business Premium and Microsoft 365 E3 tenants into a unified portal, provides a view of customer environments, and recommends minimum security configuration baselines. And for customers who have Defender for Business licenses deployed and devices onboarded into the service, Microsoft 365 Lighthouse will display alerts and incidents in a dedicated security alerts page. And Microsoft incentivized the sale of Defender for Business and Business Premium by adding additional accelerators to these specific products. Legacy competency or new solution partner designation partners are eligible for rebates via the Microsoft Commerce Incentive Program, and you can earn up to 20% for every license sold. So to summarize, here are the key opportunities for partners. You can boost security for all your customers and devices with AI-powered automation to rapidly protect, detect, and respond to threats with advanced technologies like endpoint detection and response and threat and vulnerability management. You can secure your customers from one place with Microsoft 365 Lighthouse. Partners will be able to view threats for customers with additional capabilities on the roadmap, and you can standardize on one solution across all of your customers' devices, whether they're on Windows, iOS, Mac, or Android. And you can build new, higher margin, standardized endpoint security services, reducing your operational costs with a simplified solution that can be managed by IT generalists and lowers your support overheads. And you can use Microsoft Defender for Business as an on-ramp for new customers who you can then upsell to Microsoft's broader portfolio of SMB offerings, like Microsoft 365 Business Premium, or add on additional Azure and Microsoft security solutions. There's some great resources available to get you started with your conversations around Microsoft Defender for Business or Business Premium. So we'll make this slide deck available to you, partners. So please contact your intY account manager or the Modern Workplace practice to get your copy. That's all we've got time for today. Thanks so much for watching today's session on Defender for Business. If you'd like to find out more, then please contact your intY account manager or the Microsoft Modern Workplace practice. Thanks very much. Take care. Goodbye.